The sinner, would you be the preacher? Would you be my what's the done? I still got a lot of shit to learn, I'll admit it.
Hey everybody, how are you guys doing? My name is Shaquan Chanel, and I'm pretty sure some of you have already seen some of my earlier videos from probably about 5 to 6 years ago. Well, I want to come and explain something, you guys. So I'm not really active on this channel, and I really want to be. And I really should be, to be honest, because I'm active on my other channel, which I'll link down below. But yeah, so you guys, I am an introvert. Yes, I'm an introvert, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think that when you're an introvert, you live a certain lifestyle. You live a more quiet lifestyle. Obviously, you're more to yourself being an introvert. And it's okay though. Like, it took me some time to be okay with being myself, being an introvert. And the reason being is because I am a triplet. I have 2 other sisters. I'm the baby triplet, and my sisters are very outgoing. But, you know, ever since I was a young girl, you know, my sisters are more of the girly girls, and I'm more of the tomboy, which I'll talk about later in another video. But I like video games. I like playing sports. I like being to myself. And at a young age, you know, I tried to get out of that. I tried to hang out with my cousins, the female cousins, but I found that I didn't really like hanging with them. I loved them. You know, they had fun together, but what they wanted to do wasn't my forte. You know, I wanted to play sports. I wanted to play video games. I wanted to be with the guys. You know, I just wanted to be engulfed in what I liked. And growing up, that was kind of hard to do, because what do you do when you want to fit in with the girls? I'm obviously a girl. I'm a woman. You know, now, you know, you want to fit in. You want to do what they do. You want to like dolls. You want to like the boys. You know, you want to do what they do, but it's not you. And at a young age, you just know it. And I just knew it. Even though, you know, growing up, if you've heard this, you're a girl, you need to go play with the girls. For my tomboys out there, you probably heard that growing up. And even though I heard it, it just did not suit me, you know. But yeah, I wanted to like what they liked, but I didn't. At a young age, I found myself hanging out more with the neighborhood boys and playing basketball and football with them. I can remember running up and down the road barefoot. I'm from the South, running around barefoot, playing basketball on the street, you know. Just throwing the ball back and forth. I can remember playing basketball with the guys, and I loved doing that. But when it came time to hang out with the girls, I was bored. I was really bored. It's probably why I acted out around them, because I was bored, you know. And it's kind of hard too, when even with me being a triplet, where I have 2 outgoing sisters. I wanted to relate to them growing up, and I couldn't, and I was frustrated growing up, and I isolated myself. And that became very lonely, where you want to relate to your sisters, you want to hang around them, but you're bored. And it's not necessarily them, it was me at that time. And being a young girl, you don't know how to explain that. How do you go to your folks and say, hey, and they knew I didn't like dolls or anything at that time. You know, I remember they bought me this tomboy Barbie doll for Christmas one year. I love that doll. Yeah, but how would you go to your folks and say, I'm a tomboy, I want to play basketball, you know, I don't want to wear dresses, I don't want my hair in pigtails, one ponytail would have suited me, I'm bored. How do you say, at a young age, you don't know, so you act out, you cry, you yell, you scream. I mean, I even remember, you know, just wanting to be around my sisters, but we would always argue because I just could not relate to them. And then even growing up, it kind of got worse, because when I was in school, I was bullied a lot in school, and I was talked about a lot in school until I got to high school, and that changed. And that'd be a different story, and the tomboy story will come later on more in detail. But it just got to the point where in school, I didn't know how to be one of the girls. I didn't. I mean, I wasn't popular, wasn't one of the cool kids. Not that I was trying to be, because I wasn't, but I just felt like I didn't fit in. I was cool with the guys, and I really never had any trouble with the guys, you know. I was cool with the guys. That wasn't an issue. But what crowd do you really fit in when you're introverted and you're a tomboy? And not that I was socially awkward, but I was quiet growing up in school. Like I was quiet. You know, I had a couple friends. I really want to say I had a lot of friends, but when you're an introvert sometimes, and I can only speak for myself, but being social isn't the biggest thing that you want to do. And if you are social, it's like, well, if I were to speak to another female who doesn't play basketball, doesn't do what I do, play video games and like what I like, how do you open up a dialogue? How do you speak, to someone else of the same sex as you without pushing them or brushing them aside? Like I said, I had a few friends growing up, but it wasn't anything that stuck. I found myself trying to be more friends with my sister's friends, but that never really stuck either as well. So having relationships growing up for me weren't like forever relationships, and it's kind of sad to say, but I found as I've grown that I'm more of a face-to-face friend, but it's hard for me to be an everyday friend because growing up I didn't have an everyday friend. So I don't know what having a tight bond with someone forever is like. Outside of family, that's a little bit different, but as far as like a friendship, then that's kind of the downside of still being an introvert, because you kind of get used to it growing up. I know I did. So now, almost 30 years old, it's funny because I was talking to my mom and I talked to my sisters and my husband, and I say, I watch TV sometimes. I like to watch the same series over and over again. I don't know why, but I do. Just some stuff on TV doesn't faze me. I don't really even watch TV a lot, but I watch like Soul Food, Girlfriends, Living Single, Different Worlds, stuff I watched growing up. And one thing that has always stuck out to me was watching the females get together and go out, have lunch, go out dancing, whatever the case may be. And I remember when I was in Germany, I hung out with females and we did that. But because of me being a true introvert and me not understanding or knowing how to have a full decent relationship that I know is going to last, it kind of held me back, and it still holds me back to this day. Not that I don't love or appreciate the people that are in my life, but it's hard for me to keep the relationship going because I don't know how to. And for me, being an introvert and just my personality, what I've learned is that I don't like to offer to do things with people because I think I would be boring. And I think that still stems from my childhood. Not having a lot of females around me who did the same thing I did, I normally would cater to what they would want to do because I would just feel like it wasn't enough, or what I wanted to do would bore them. So I just don't offer to do things with people because I want to go play pool. I want to go play video games with people. I want to go play basketball. I want to go to a game. I just want to chill at home. And also that brings me to another point because I'm also a gamer. So I love playing video games. I'm always on Xbox with my friends, my guy friends and stuff like that. So, and now it's just getting to the point where I play more games, like video games with females now. So now I'm meeting more females online who, although we live in different parts of the world, now it's like, okay, it took me to be a gamer to meet females who actually do what I like. And I find that they have kids and they're married, and they can kind of relate to what I'm saying and who I am. So now it feels good to have an online community, but at the same time, being an introvert still feels a void. But what I want to say is this too. Being an introvert is not lonely. You just want to meet someone who you can relate to. Being an introvert does not mean you're alone, because I'm not alone. I have a family. I have a husband, my mom, my sisters, So it's not that you're alone or lonely. It's just that inside you're okay with being by yourself. I'm fine with being by myself. I'm fine with going to the movies by myself. I'm fine with going shopping by myself. I'm fine with going out to eat by myself. I'm fine with going out for walks. I'm fine with being quiet. I remember growing up, my mom used to always say, you're such a wishy-washy kid. You're a wishy-washy teenager. You're a wishy-washy young woman. You're a wishy-washy woman, which I am. Because here's the thing with also being introverted that I've learned. You want to talk when you want to talk. But when you don't want to talk, you're not going to talk. And I found that happening a lot growing up. There would be times when my mom would speak to me and I would kind of snap a little bit, like be sarcastic. And she'd get so pissed off. But at that time, I may not have wanted to speak because at that point, I'm content with being in my mind, my own thoughts. And also being an introvert, that's kind of the downside to it too, because you're a deep thinker. So you're always thinking about something and you get bored easily being around other people. And that stems from the childhood. Getting bored with being around females, wanting to be around the guys, not knowing what to fit in. So you keep a lot of stuff into yourself. And I mean, if you've ever experienced that, if you go through that now, leave a comment below or a thumbs up. Let me know if that's you too. Or just say, hey, introvert squad, because I mean, I don't want to feel like I'm alone out here, although I know I'm not. See, it's the introverted part. Like, you don't want to feel like you're by yourself in something, although you could be, you know. So yeah, you guys, I'm an introvert and I'm okay with being an introvert. I'm okay with being by myself. I'm okay with not having a conversation all the time, but I know it's not the healthiest way to live. It's not okay to be alone. You need to have someone around you. You need to have people around you who help build you up, but also who understand that this is just you and this is your personality and that you're normal because you are. Like I said, I have two sisters and they're very outgoing. They're not introverted at all. And that's fine. That's okay. They have a very, popular lifestyle. And that's cool, Sometimes, even with siblings, you can grow up in the same household and be different, and it's proven. So I just wanted to come and talk about that and just let you guys know, for those who's introverted, you're normal, you're okay, you're fine. Don't change who you are for other people. If people make it seem like you have to be a certain kind of way, no, you don't have to be a certain kind of way. You have to be you. You have to be who God made you to be. And trust your own instincts in your own life. You're going to get one life to live, but live it how you feel comfortable with living. We live in a microwave society, and now we're becoming to where we're living in a society where people feel like you have to do everything everyone else is doing. That's not true. You have to be you. Do what you want to do for you. Don't conform to what anyone else wants you to. I'm an introvert, and if you're an introvert, you find someone else who's just like you. Okay, so I'm going to be doing some more story times or some more just opening up dialogue. So if you'd like to hear more stories, go ahead and click the subscribe button below and let's get the conversation rolling. See you guys in the next video.
The sinner, would you be the preacher? Would you be my? What's the done? I still got a lot of shit to learn.